Okay, today's recipe is a plant-based vegan chorizo. We're going to get all of the great flavors of a chorizo in by using spices, but instead of using meat, our base today is going to be garbanzo beans. And I believe we've made a soy chorizo in this class before, but today this one is going to be soy-free, and it's just going to be beans, which as we know are great for us. They have lots of fiber and great plant-based protein. So we have our 2 cans of garbanzo beans, and we put them in a bowl, and the first thing we have to do is smash them up. And there's a couple things you can do. What I'm doing here is using a spoon and a bowl just to smash them, to break them about in half. Or you can chop them with a knife, use a potato masher, and the easiest one is going to be using a food processor. With a food processor, you have to be careful. You don't want to get them too soft. You don't want them to become a paste. You want there to be distinct pieces of beans in here still so that you get nice texture when you fry up your chorizo. And so you can see here, I'm adding the rest of the beans to the bowl. And I'm just going to continue mashing this with the back of my spoon. Like I said, not too fine. You don't want to make hummus, but we're just going to keep mashing those beans until they're all a nice consistency and nice and even. And you just want to pretty much be looking that you just don't have any whole beans left, because they'll also continue to break up when we cook it. So don't be too worried if it's not super fine. And it's also up to you. If you like yours a smoother texture, you can take it further. If you want to make it kind of like a chunky chorizo, you can leave your beans more whole. But you can see here, it just takes a couple minutes just to get everything smashed up. But that's honestly the hardest part of the recipe. The rest is just making your spice blend. So we're going to start with our spices. We have 1 tablespoon of chili powder. I'm using New Mexican red chili here, but if you want it spicier, you can use cayenne or really any other chili you want. And then next is going to be smoked paprika. It's really important to use the smoked paprika since we're not using meat. That smoky flavor is going to really give us that meaty chorizo flavor. 1 teaspoon here of the smoked paprika. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And remember, we can always add more salt later if we want it saltier, but we always want to start with lower salt. And then we can add if needed. And then just a little bit of cinnamon, 1/8 of a teaspoon. That's all of our spices. And then chorizo has like a very kind of like sour flavor because there's always vinegar in it. And so to get that, we're just going to add 2 tablespoons of regular white vinegar. I think it's the perfect flavor. And then also 2 tablespoons of oil. I like to use avocado oil here because it's high heat and it's a good healthy fat. And even though, 2 tablespoons does seem like a lot of oil, it's much less oil than you would find in a traditional chorizo, of course. And also, no cholesterol. So then you're just going to take your spoon or a whisk and you're just going to mix all of that together till it forms a paste. And you just want to make sure that all of your spices are evenly distributed into the vinegar and oil mixture. And once that's mixed, you're just going to add your smashed beans back in there. So add the garbanzo beans to the spice mixture. And then all you do is mix it up. Get all your beans in there and give it a good stir. And just, visually watch as you mix it up. Make sure that all of the bean chunks are coated in the spice mixture. It's going to have that beautiful red color we associate with chorizo. It's going to taste really good. It's already going to smell good even before we cook it. So just keep mixing that until everything's mixed in. And then all you're going to do after that is you're just going to fry it up in a skillet. So you can cook it in a cast iron pan and just cook it till it's as crispy as you like it. But that's your chorizo. You don't have to cook it right away. You can put it in the fridge. Actually, I think probably an overnight sit in the fridge might make it taste even better. So that's our garbanzo chorizo. Thanks.
Cooking for Health. A community cooking class brought to you by First Choice Community Healthcare, Agricultura Cooperative Network, La Cosecha, and other valued community partners. Thank you for watching. Tune in for the next fun and healthy recipe from Cooking for Health.